All right, my watch list for Thursday, May 29th. STJ is interesting, had good news today. Nice volume here and a really nice breakout over this long base here, almost a month-long base. I'm looking for a continuation tomorrow. I'll be looking for an intraday setup, but like that one a lot. VVUS, big volume today. I think it was chatter or rumors about a potential buyout or a hedge fund taking a stake. I'm not exactly sure, but you got to like the volume, and it didn't give it all back. It gave some of it back, but this is a great one to have with that volume on an intraday chart tomorrow, looking for a proper setup. Raw stores, ROST, after gapping up 2 days down in a row, if it can get down to this 67 area or slightly below it, I'm going to look for a bounce. You can kind of see it here on 15-minute candles. It's got support at 67. So if we get down there, I might get an intraday trade long. Of course, always depending on the market too and what it's doing. AWAY, pretty good sell-off today. We got I called a long down in this area today, or I gave a long suggestion down in this area today, and it had a nice rally. But if it continues to sell, I like it around 30 for a potential bounce. So it doesn't cost anything to have a list of potential places where you might get some support. 30, that's not a perfect line, but it was resistance back there and support here. So if it continues to sell, gets around 30, I bet you we get a nice turn, but we'll see depending on the market. CLDX, I like this one a lot. You can see the volume the other day. Let me show you here real quick. Connecting the most recent tops, you kind of have an inverse head and shoulders going on. Love this volume right here a couple weeks ago, and then it pulled back and then started to head back up. It's having trouble with 15. Let's get the drawing tools off and zoom in a little bit. This is not uncommon after it started to come back up and you're expecting it to take out 16 and rip, right? It's not uncommon after a move like this day, which was yesterday, to have kind of a quiet, low volume, narrow inside day, although it's not maybe exactly inside, but anyway, it's just a quiet day. I have this on long watch for Thursday with a proper intraday setup. XLS, this is one of excuse me, it's a potential short. Pretty beaten up here and a nice bounce, but it couldn't get above 17, and you got a red candle today. This one may be ready to retest 16, especially with market weakness. And if you watch the market today near the end of the day, we got some selling in the SPY, so still basically sitting at all-time highs. Certainly due for a pullback, so I wanted to have at least one on watch for a potential short. Other things I'm interested in, well, ISR and MNGA both had nice pops today. Maybe follow through, but they feel like chasing. NEWL, which you can't even see. This thing's so weird. I don't even really know the story behind this one, but if I zoom in on 15s, take that nonsense out of it, this thing had a huge move. From 50 cents or whatever it was to 450, and it's just been bleeding lower ever since. But if one of these days, I think it's worth watching for a potential bounce. I am never just going to take this. You hear me say this in a lot of my videos. I would have to have like a narrow range and then an afternoon, or at least a narrow range for a couple hours. Like look at this day. If I could get it to do something like this and then break to the upside in the afternoon, you could get a nice little mini short squeeze. So keep this one on watch. Doesn't cost anything to have it on a chart. And as always, guys, we'll find stuff as the morning unfolds. We do a good job there of using the team effort to spot unusual movers, and we'll find some stuff as the day unfolds as well. But that's the list I'm starting with, and we will talk to you tomorrow.